Shalom, brothers and sisters. Today I want to talk to you about the census and what it's actually about. We already know what time it is according to the scriptures, and how this has nothing to do with financing our streets and paving our roads and blase, blase. I know y'all probably familiar with the healthcare reform bill that just passed, that Obama just passed, which really isn't gonna do us any good. No freedom of choice. But what I want to, show you is, first of all, the census is to see how many people live within an area, such as, say, I live in Laredo, Texas. Within there's 300,000 people or something like that. We'll just say that, alright? So what they want to find out is how many people live with me, what sex are they, what race. But they also left a clue for people who aren't woken up yet, if you will. Let's start off. Look, it says, were there any additional people staying here? How many people were living or staying in this house, apartment, or mobile home on April 1st, 2010? Then it says number of people. Alright, then it says, were there any additional people staying here April 1st, 2010 that you did not include in question 1? Children, such as newborn babies or foster children, relatives, such as adult children, cousins, or in-laws, non-relatives, such as roommates or live-in babysitters, people staying here temporarily, no additional people. Now let me explain this to you, brothers and sisters. This is gonna first of all, right? And what it says is right here, it's like writing a formal letter. This is who it's going to. Well, this is the government, and this is who it's going to. And this down here, if you can see that, is what city or area that's coming from. So, this is just to find the general location. This is to scan the house that it was sent to, because all mail gets scanned nowadays. And in the back of the joint of the census, on the very last page, you have another barcode to scan and say X house or apartment actually did complete the census and to provide us information. Now back to the questions. We have socials, license, birthdays, and all this. And I know they know, and they could track us by our social, first of all, our birth certificate, our income tax return, or if we're working, if we're not. So all this plays a major role. So why do they need to know where we all were? First of all, we all know about martial law. And here's why. How many people live there? Right now, example, say 10 people live in my house. And additionally, sometimes I let my cousin who's homeless stay with me. So I will mark them down. Now, this isn't because they just want to know. This is because they want to know when martial law kicks in, how many people should we be expecting in this house or in this apartment or in this mobile home. And if he or she doesn't stay there all the time, temporarily stay there as it says in the paper, then we're going to know, all right, there might be 10 people here, but be careful because 1 or 2 might be staying there. Then it says, it asks you if it's a house, mobile, or apartment. What is our telephone number? What do you need our telephone number for? To verify this information? Is that it asks for our first name, our last name, our sex, our age, our birth date as of April 1st, 2010. And then it's asks us our race. And there has been an uproar. But look at this. Is person one of Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin? No. Not of Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin. Yes. Mexican, Mexican American, Chicano. Yes. Puerto Rican. Yes. Cuban. Yes. Another Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin. Print origin. So it's asking you your quote-unquote ethnicity, where you're from. What is person one's race? White, black, African American, or Negro? African American or Negro. And we know what us brothers and sisters that descend from Israel, Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, we know who's an African American and we know who the Negroes are and where we come from. Also, the Puerto Ricans, the Cubans, the Mexicans, the South Americans, we know that as well. Also has Asian, Indian, Chinese, Filipino. So you're seeing this is starting to be like a trap almost. This person will sometimes live or stay somewhere else. So now they're saying the person who might not stay here, that you temporarily let stay here, if they're not at your house, where else might they be? In college, housing, in the military, at seasonal or second residence, for child custody, in jail or prison, in a nursing home for another reason. So now they're saying when we raid this house to martial law and put people in these camps, what if they're not here, that means X, Y, and Z might be over here. If they're not already in jail, then they might be in college, but we'll get them. And it just basically keeps on going to say that ask that, and it has up to 6, 7, 12 people. It has. This is your 2010 census. What they are actually, what you're actually think is to better us is actually meant to keep us enslaved. And for people who are into TV and music and all that, we'll we'll see well, you should be hearing the signs. Everybody's saying it, speaking about it. But look, there's an example of it on the back of an envelope itself. Look at that. And I'm also going to insert a clip down below to prove that all the mail gets scanned right here. It gets scanned. I'm going to add a link, and this is what it comes in. And also it's saying, U.S. Census form enclosed. Your response is required by law. I've never read that in the law, but that's what they're saying. Well, I just wanted to share that with you folks. But again, think about it. Why do they need our information when they have everything about us? Our social security number to find out where we work, where we're at this current moment, where we live, or where we will be staying. Our cell phone numbers, the bill collectors, they're with the government. If you have a Sally Mae or Sally Faye college fund, that's government. If you owe the bank, that's government. So they have all our information. So ask yourselves, why these? Why this? Well, that's it for right now. We're working on some other classes. Excuse my dress code. I just wanted to share this with you folks. So, brothers and sisters, please keep me in prayers. Lift me. I need you, brothers and sisters, right now. We the brothers need you. All brothers and sisters, we need you to keep us in our prayers as we keep you folks. We're definitely in the end times. The hurricanes, the fires, the tornadoes, the tsunamis, everything. And it's definitely the end times. And so, brothers and sisters, just be on the lookout. Remember, we're called to be watchmen. All right? And shalom. Have a good day. Good night.